Welcome to Whispered MBA, our ASMR channel dedicated to discovering new skills, new knowledge, and new career paths in the age of AI and beyond. Our sleepy session today is our third session in the Unlocking AI series. Our topic for this evening is titled Navigating the AI Frontier. Let's begin our soothing discussion. Every generation encounters a technology that feels different from everything that came before it. For some, it was the arrival of personal computers. For others, it was the internet, mobile devices, cloud computing, or social media. Today, for many organizations and professionals, that technology is artificial intelligence. Yet history suggests that the most important question is not whether a technology is impressive. The more important question is how people choose to use it. Throughout business history, transformative technologies have often followed a familiar pattern. Initial excitement creates extraordinary expectations. Organizations rush to experiment. New vendors emerge. Analysts publish predictions. Executives seek competitive advantage. Then reality begins its work. Organizations discover that technology alone rarely creates transformation. Transformation occurs when technology, people, processes, governance, and strategy evolve together. Artificial intelligence is no exception. Much of the public discussion surrounding AI focuses on technical capability. Models generate text, create images, summarize information, write software code, and perform increasingly sophisticated tasks. These capabilities are remarkable, but from a management perspective, capability is only the beginning of the story. The deeper challenge involves integration. How should AI fit into existing workflows? Which decisions should remain human? Which activities should be automated? How should quality be monitored? How should organizations evaluate risk? How should leaders measure success? These questions shift the conversation from technology to management, and management is where many of the most important decisions will occur. Consider what happens whenever a new technology enters an organization. The technology itself may be implemented relatively quickly. Employees, however, require time to adapt. Processes require redesign. Governance frameworks require clarification. Training programs must be developed. Metrics must be established. Stakeholders need confidence that the technology can be trusted. In many cases, these human and organizational challenges become more complex than the technology itself. This is one reason business leaders must learn to view AI through multiple lenses simultaneously. One lens focuses on technical capability, another focuses on operational impact, another focuses on regulatory obligations, another focuses on ethics and governance, another focuses on competitive strategy. Viewed individually, each lens reveals only part of the picture. Viewed together, they provide a more complete understanding. Organizations that succeed with AI often recognize this early. They do not ask only what the technology can do, they ask what the technology should do. That distinction matters. Capability answers the question of possibility. Responsibility answers the question of appropriateness. In business, both are essential. The discussion becomes even more interesting when considering uncertainty. Unlike many mature technologies, AI continues to evolve at an extraordinary pace. Models improve, platforms change, regulations emerge, market expectations shift. New use cases appear almost weekly. As a result, organizations face a challenge that is both exciting and uncomfortable. Many decisions must be made before all the answers are available. For leaders accustomed to certainty, this can feel unfamiliar. Traditional planning often assumes a relatively stable environment. Leaders analyze available information, make decisions, execute plans, and evaluate outcomes. AI introduces a more dynamic reality. The environment itself continues changing during implementation. This requires a different mindset. Instead of waiting for perfect information, organizations must learn to make thoughtful decisions with incomplete information. This does not mean acting recklessly. It means developing the ability to learn continuously. Experimentation becomes valuable. Pilot programs become valuable. Governance reviews become valuable. Cross-functional collaboration becomes valuable. The goal is not perfection. The goal is informed adaptation. In many ways, successful AI adoption resembles exploration. Explorers rarely possess a complete map. They gather information. They test assumptions. They learn from unexpected results. They adjust their course. Organizations navigating AI often follow a similar process. Those that insist on absolute certainty may struggle to move forward. Those that move forward thoughtfully while learning continuously often develop advantages over time. Another important lesson emerges when discussing productivity. Many people assume that AI's greatest value lies in automation. Certainly, automation matters. Reducing repetitive work can improve efficiency and lower costs. Yet productivity gains frequently appear in less obvious ways. AI can accelerate research. It can organize information. It can support brainstorming. It can help structure communication. It can reduce the time required to perform certain analytical tasks. In these situations, the technology does not replace human judgment. It amplifies human capability. This distinction is critical. The future of work is unlikely to be defined solely by humans versus machines. More often, it will involve humans working alongside increasingly capable tools. Professionals who understand how to leverage those tools effectively may create substantially greater value than those who ignore them. At the same time, organizations must remain mindful of limitations. Artificial intelligence can produce errors. It can generate inaccurate information. It can reflect biases present in data. It can create outputs that appear convincing while containing significant flaws. Trust, therefore, must be earned rather than assumed. Responsible organizations develop validation processes. They establish oversight mechanisms. They define acceptable use policies. They determine where human review remains necessary. This principle extends beyond technology. It applies to leadership itself. Strong leaders rarely make decisions based solely on confidence. They make decisions based on evidence, judgment, and accountability. The same approach should guide AI adoption. Evidence matters, governance matters, accountability matters. Human judgment remains essential. As organizations mature in their use of AI, another pattern often appears. The conversation gradually shifts away from technology and toward outcomes. At first, people ask which platform should be used. Later, they ask which business problems should be solved. At first, people focus on features. Later, they focus on value. At first, people measure experimentation. Later, they measure results. This progression reflects organizational maturity. Ultimately, technology is valuable only to the extent that it improves outcomes. A sophisticated model that solves no meaningful problem creates little value. A simple solution that improves customer experience, reduces costs, improves quality, or accelerates decision-making may create tremendous value. The lesson is straightforward. Business outcomes must remain the destination. Technology is the vehicle. Keeping this distinction clear helps organizations avoid a common mistake. They avoid becoming fascinated by tools while losing sight of objectives. This lesson also applies at the individual level. Professionals often ask which AI platform they should learn first. The better question may be which problems they want to solve. Once the problem is understood, tools become easier to evaluate. Technology changes. Problem solving remains valuable. Platforms evolve. Critical thinking remains valuable. Interfaces improve. Judgment remains valuable. The professionals who thrive in the AI era are unlikely to be those who memorize every feature of every platform. Instead, they will be those who combine technological awareness with business understanding. They will understand processes. They will understand data. They will understand risk. They will understand communication. Most importantly, they will understand how technology supports organizational goals. Viewed from this perspective, the AI revolution is not merely a technological event. It is a management challenge. It is a strategic challenge. It is an organizational challenge, and perhaps most importantly, it is a learning challenge. Those who remain curious will continue discovering opportunities. Those who continue experimenting will continue building understanding.